Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Hope, and today I'm with my husband, and we are on our way to a huge Barnes & Noble. No, not Barnes & Noble, Books A Million. We're gonna just have a day today to go drink coffee and peruse bookstores. We're also looking to go to another bookstore is it like an hour away? And it's an independent bookstore. It's used books and new books. So we'll see if we'll make it there. We may not, but anyways, I'm just excited to go look at books. So see you then. I'm specifically looking for some books by, I'm getting distracted. Her name is Marilynne Robinson. Okay, so let's see if we can find her. Look at that, look how pretty this is. Beautiful, isn't it? Oh. I thought I was going to get out of here unscathed. We are in Moon Pie Books right now, and I have shown this bookstore a couple of times on my channel, but they have such good titles here. I love coming here. I actually have this book, but they're discounted prices usually, and they have a great selection. It's like a general store, and so I'm gonna just look through the aisles here. It's fun to just kind of look and see what they have. So they have a really good selection of Christian fiction, and so that's what I'll be looking at. It's just such a beautiful day. It looks like fall is actually coming a little bit early this year, although it's still a little bit warmer than usual. But I'm in a sweater right now, and honestly, it's not cold enough for a sweater, but it's in the morning, so I think I can get away with it. But today is my actual birthday, and so I am just coming to one of our parks that I live near, and I'm gonna do my quiet time. I've got my bag here with me. I wanted to show you guys what my husband, one of the gifts he got for me for my birthday, and it is a customized book bag, and it has like my top 10 most formative, like favorite / most memorable books for me. And he got this customized for me on Etsy, and I'll see if I can leave a link for it below, but I absolutely love it. I've been wearing it. He gave it to me early, and I've been using it ever since. I've got my Bible with me. This is a CSB wide margin it's a CSB single column wide margin Bible, and this is the Bible that I'm using right now. And then I've got my little prayer book that I write prayers down in, and my book that I'm reading alongside my quiet times. found a new spot to come and film here at the park. I thought that this was a beautiful place to come and film. The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, and it's just great to be in the outdoors. Probably will not get into too many details about what the books are about, but I just wanted to show you the books that I have been acquiring for the past really 2 months. So some of these I didn't get specifically in like a birthday haul, but I thought they were worth showing because I got them close enough to time. First, I wanted to start by showing the books that I bought in person when I went book shopping with my husband. So we'll start with, these are not in any particular order of genre, but I got Virgil Wonder by Leif Enger. I bought his book, I Cheerfully Refuse, and I've heard a lot of great things about this author. And this is about just sort of a novel about mundane life and this town that's going to be revived by this group of people. Next, my husband and I are wanting to read more classics, and we also want to be building a library for our kids as well. So if you don't know, I'm a mom of 3, and my kids are all really little, but they really enjoy being read too. So we got Watership Down by Richard Adams. I think I remember reading this when I was in like 8th grade or something, or maybe even earlier than that. Absolutely love this edition. It is the 50 year anniversary edition. So this was a beautiful find. Then this one, I was listening to an author interview of her, and I will try and link the podcast that I listened to below. It's called Faith and Fable podcast, and it's a Christian who does the podcast, and she interviews Christian authors. And so she did an interview with Amanda Cox the other day, and her writing just sounded really great. And also she is from Chattanooga, Tennessee, and that's super close to me. So this one is called The Edge of Belonging, and this is about a girl named Ivy Rose who returns to her hometown. Ivy Rose soon discovers that the woman left behind more trinkets and photo frames in her grandmother's late estate sale. So I'm probably not doing justice to the synopsis of this book, but it just sounded like a really good read. This one I got on Amazon, but I'll just go ahead and show it because it was right here. But this is by Amy Jo Wright, and it's The Premonition at Withers Farm. This was like really cheap. I think it may have been $4 or $5, or maybe even $3. It was on a crazy sale. This is historical fiction. It's placed in 1910, and it's about Perlier Van Hilton is a self-proclaimed rural healer, leaving the local doctor convinced she practices quackery. It doesn't help that her mother is a spiritualist who regularly offers her service to connect the living with their dearly departed. But when Perlier is targeted by a superstitious killer, she must rely on both the local doctor and a intriguing newcomer for assistance. So this is Christian fiction as well. Continuing on with the books that I bought in person, this is My Melungeon Heritage, A Story of Life on Newman's Ridge by Maddie Ruth Johnson. And I have family who were born and raised in Hancock County and Sneedville, Tennessee, and I'm just interested in these stories, interested in the Melungeon heritage stories as well, because there's a possibility that I do have some of that heritage, and I'm not 100% sure, but I've heard it before, and so I'm just interested in reading about this story, and this author actually lives very close to me, and so I just wanted to support and read about some of my own familial heritage and some of my background. I bought The Shell Seekers by Rosamund Pilcher, and just a side note, I love floppy books. Absolutely love this edition. It is so beautiful and simple, and I really can't wait to read this. I don't know if this is like a summary read, but I really want to get to this like maybe in October. I just have been staring at this on my shelf and like really wanting to read it. These I got at a really good price at Ollie's. Ollie's has really good deals on books. This book was $3, and it's a hardback, and it was Lady Clementine by Marie Benedict. This is about Winston Churchill's wife, and I don't believe this is fiction. I think this bee is trying to see what kind of books I got. But look how beautifully this book is made. Let me read you just a little bit of the synopsis. It says, in 1909, Clementine steps off a train with her new husband, Winston. An angry woman emerges from the crowd to attack, shoving him in the direction of an oncoming train. Just before he stumbles, Clementine grabs him by his suit jacket. This will not be the last time Clementine Churchill will save her husband. So, again, I love World War II, anything World War II, anything British. I love it. So excited about that. And then I also got a book that I usually don't pick up and read, The Vanishing Type by Ellery Adams. And this is a Secret Book and Scone Society novel. This is also on Libby, the audio version. And so I think I'm going to pick this up maybe in the wintertime because it is set in January. So, and this is a mystery. And it says books and scones and, you know, like has a picture of tea on it, so why not? Then I got The Sea Glass Cottage by Irene Hannon. She is a Christian fiction writer as well, and I have never read anything by her before, so I don't really know anything about this book. It just looked pretty, and it was also a good price. Then I got on Amazon, this is a middle grade, 8 to 12 years old, and this is called The Books of Beginning, the Emerald Atlas, an ancient book, an enchanted world, and a journey through time. So this is something that I would probably want to read in the fall time. It's also, I think, at the beginning of a series. New York Times Book Review blurred on the back and said, a new Narnia for the tween set. We'll see about that, okay? But it just looked great. Next book. Heather Morris, Sisters Under the Rising Sun. She also wrote Tattooist of Auschwitz, and this was on sale too at Books A Million. Side note, when you go into Books A Million, if you ever shop there, go around to their clearance section first. It's usually in the back. Sometimes they'll have books that are out on display for full price back there for discounted. I've just noticed that. I've got one bag down. Moving on to the next one. The next one is Crime and Poetry, and this is by Amanda Flower. I got this one on Amazon, and this is just a mystery novel, and this is me dabbling into that genre, and it's also, it feels like a mass market paperback, but it's also floppy, which is just the absolute best. I love when books are like that. The second one I'm going to actually be reading for September as a part of the September series challenge, and that is Fool's Errand by Robin Hobb, and excited about that one. Also, this is, I wanted to get like readers copies for one of my favorite books growing up, and I have the mass market paperback, and that is Ender's Game by Orson Scott Card, and this is just a wonderful copy to read. It is like very large by comparison, like that's how big it is. And yeah, the lines are still really small, but like imagine this in a mass market paperback. I got these at Books A Million, but I heard on a podcast I was listening to the other day, it's called Stories Are Soul Food podcast, and they talk about stories, and occasionally they'll talk about books and things like that. But this narrator, or the podcast, one of the podcast hosts, mentioned Marilynne Robinson the other day, and I saw her books for a great price at Books A Million and decided to get all of them. And so this is Gilead, Home, and two, just these covers are so pretty. What is this one? Lila and Jack, and this is the only hardcover that I got. They look so beautiful sitting on the shelf, and so I don't really know a ton about Marilynne Robinson. I was introduced to her on that podcast, and so we'll see. The next books that I have are sitting or serving as my tripod, and so I need to move those. I started talking and wasn't filming, but the next one I got was called The Unlikely Escape of Uriah Heep. This was in the sci-fi fantasy section, and I just want to read you the blurb, because I was like, as soon as I read this, I was like, I'll take that. It says, for his entire life, Charlie Sutherland has concealed an unusual ability he can't quite control. He can bring characters from books into the real world. When the literary characters start causing trouble throughout the city and threatening to destroy the world, he learns he's not the only one with his ability. Now it's up to Charlie and his reluctant older brother, Rob, to stop them, hopefully before they reach the end. So also I flipped through this and it has mentions of like Victorian literature as well. And so there's going to be a huge influence, which is just like, this sounds great, honestly. The next ones that I only got the first and second of the series because that was what was available, and these were a great price. And this is the first in the Search for Fiera series, or it's called Empyrean, actually. Empyrean series, and this is called The Search for Fiera, and this is by Stephen R. Lawhead. He wrote the Pendragon Cycle, and so I really wanted to try him out because I'm interested in reading those as well. And these were vintage-ish copies. They were printed in the 80s, and they were in great condition. Those are fantasy novels, and this is the second one in that series as well. And I love these covers. They're so cool. I just love like vintage fantasy covers. And the next one, or the last one of this haul I got, was Black by Ted Dekker. I'm reading his The 49th Mystic right now, and I actually read some of this book in high school, but this was a great price too. It was $2.95, and so it was just such wonderful condition, and so I decided, why not? It's also floppy. So I'm a big fan of like very floppy, large books. Really like those. My favorite feel, probably the winner of this haul, like that feels the best, is The Shell Seekers by Rosamund Pilcher. And this is also a very beloved book as well. So I'm excited to read all of these. I'm going on a book buying ban for September and October. So I have plenty of books. I have the library, I have the Libby app, I have all of these books that I've hauled, plus all of the books that I had before I bought these over the past couple of months. I'm very much looking forward to the fall season and the winter season and just reading. I just wanted to say as well, just so thankful for the 27 years that the Lord has given me. He has been, I don't know why he's been so kind to me. I'm so grateful that I get to see another birthday. The Lord has been faithful. He's been good to me. I was just reading today in Isaiah 9, and it is the prophecy about the coming Messiah. And I just loved one of the passages in there that talks about, for those who walking in the darkness, a light has dawned. And I just am so thankful that as a Christian, I belong to a kingdom, the kingdom of light, and the kingdom that has overcome the darkness, and a kingdom that is everlasting and has everlasting effects and will never end. I'm glad that you've stopped by to hang out with me today. We'll see you probably sometime in September. Bye.
You could come home, it's not too late. There's a place for you in the light. You could come home.